Hello, hello, hello. So here we are once again for the weekly energy report. Let me just pick some music here and then share this out as usual.
You've always dreamed of playing your favorite songs on a piano. What if there was a piano that could show you how to play from the first time you sat down? A digital piano that can take songs from your music library.
Alrighty, now let's share this out. And if you're watching this, please say hello. Hello, Linda. Just hang on a minute here while I finish sharing this out. And then we'll get right to the juiciness of the matter. I am having a great day so far. And I hope you're having an amazing day as well. Awesome, I always like to hear that. All right, one more share, and then I'm gonna call it good. Alrighty. So now let's get to the meat of the matter, so to speak. So today I will be using several different decks. And this reading will be for the collective consciousness as a whole, not on an individual basis. So this is going to be something that's definitely going to be affecting all of us in this upcoming week, from today till next Wednesday, or if you're in Australia, Thursday. And for our position today, we get the Archer from the Wild Woods Tarot deck. Hello, Vanessa. For any blocks or impediments or challenges that we will be going through in this upcoming week. We have the Two of Stones, Challenge, and the King of Stones, the Wolf. For more information about these, we have the Wheel and the Shaman. And the card at the bottom of the deck to represent overall energy of the reading is the Six of Vessels, keyword being reunion. I know I've pulled this one before during an energy report reading in a completely different position within the reading though. And now we're switching over to the Native Spirit Oracle deck. Hello there, Ceylon. I am doing pretty darn well. How about yourself? Alrighty then, so now we have most of our cards. I am going to pull one card here from the Sacred Geometry Activations deck to help us along with whatever it is that is currently awakening within us, or I should say that will be awakening within us in this upcoming week. And we get Conception. I'll talk more about this one later. And of course, last but definitely not least, let us go to the Goddesses of Knowledge deck and let us uncover what exactly we are being assisted with and by who. So this week, we are being assisted by the High Priestess. So I will also read more about that later on. But let's get to the meat of the matter here, the main reading. So for our situation in this upcoming week, we have the Ancestors and the Archer. And I think I'm going to read the Ancestors first. Wisdom is blossoming. Even if there are unsettled situations in our life, there is a reason for it, and much good will occur as a result. Your ancestors are sending you incredible support to fulfill your dreams. Be aware of the coincidences, signs, and synchronicities around you. Watch for messages from your forebearers. No matter what is occurring on the surface of your life, your prayers are being answered in mysterious ways beyond your current awareness. Sometimes you may be so focused on what is happening in your life that you forget the wisdom that is available to you within yourself. So I think that makes it fairly clear. Now for the archer. The bow's importance for most of early mankind, both as a tool for survival and for defense, cannot be underestimated. It is for this reason, perhaps, that it has also become a spiritual symbol, and that the drawing and releasing of the arrow is sometimes even seen as a ritualistic practice within its own right. For many, the bow is a powerful link to our past, and patience required to master it connects the archer with the ancient life or death experience. So this is about how we harness the universe's energy and abundance when it flows into our life. How we use our skills and our knowledge and our intentions and how all of these different things come together to bring us what we need and what we want in our life. In other words, manifestation. So now I think I'm going to do the King of Stones. And in this position, it's representing any blocks or impediments or trials that we will be experiencing in this upcoming week. Revered as a ruthless tracker and hunter, the wolf has had a special symbolism for thousands of years and was the subject of ancient Pictish stone carvings. Comfortable in the dark and in the cold of winter, it was seen as a guardian of the death on their journey through the night to the underworld. Once again, the underworld is just the other verbiage for the subconscious mind or the shadow side. The reading point of this card is love of the land and of the natural world guides much of what you do. You look often to the wisdom of others and to traditional values to color your life choices. Security brings pleasure. Loyalty crowns every endeavor. So this tells me that in this upcoming week, our challenge is going to be feeling secure with everything that's going on in our life and within ourselves, in our inner world. And to back that up, we also have the Two of Stones, keyword being challenge. Female hares box for domination and territorial rights to breed. After drawing on your grounded energy to reach self-empowerment, a position may be challenged or a struggle for control initiated by others. Learning to deal with rivalry or adversity in a dispassionate manner is a practical skill that can be used to your advantage. Many challenges or rivalries are born of insecurity and subconscious issues with peers or colleagues. Usually it is these emotions, rather than actual malice or personal ill will, that dictates a rival's mistrust or undermining your efforts. So in other words, in this upcoming week, we will most likely be challenged with our emotions, with our perception, with how we're feeling about a certain situation in our life. And our challenge is going to be feeling secure during times when we actually feel very insecure. So for more advice about this, we have the Wheel and we have the Shaman. And I think I'm going to do the Shaman first. The view of the universe possessed by these ancient artists was of a place where human elements and skills were intimately interwoven with the qualities and prowess of wild creatures. Human spiritual welfare was dependent on an empathic exchange and respect for the sacred ancestral memory of all life. And meditation of the totem guardians and deities was a prime spiritual function of the shaman. This is a gateway card, offering illumination into the labyrinth of the inner universe and the other world of the universal mind. The shaman's unique quality is the ability to enter and commune with all levels of sentient life on earth. It is he who shudders with the wisdom and joy contained of the haunting music of a whale song, and whose skin prickles with arousal at the howling of timber wolves. His soul reverberates with the unheard sonorous call of the mountains, and his soul smiles with pure joy at the laughter heard in a waterfall. The shaman applies his magic with intent. He studies the habits of wild creatures. He understands the weather patterns. He knows the healing plants from deadly ones and can travel through the darkness by watching the ritual dance of the magical beings that populate the night sky. Through inner workings and meditation, the shaman will bring insight and understanding to your true place in the world. Then practical application and understanding, I skipped a line here. Then practical application and the manifestation of wisdom and willpower into your physical world will then be possible. This requires dedication, patience, commitment, but it is also the nature of real magic, not the bibbidi-bobbidi-boo fairy tale magic. So this card is telling us that there is a special initiation happening this week. And it also speaks of finding our own pleasure and our own joy and what really lights us up, what makes us feel happy and joyful. And I'm sensing that this is in particular in regards to us feeling unsettled and challenged to find our security during times when we are actually feeling quite insecure. So, in other words, by stepping out of how we're feeling and why we're feeling it, and allowing ourselves to go for a walk, get out in nature, get outside, and step back out of our life, step back away from whatever situation it is that's causing these insecurities, we can then allow ourselves to feel this joy, to really feel our soul lighting up, rather than being stuck in these restrictive emotions of insecurity and doubt and fear. And now for the wheel. The wheel traditionally represents the cycles of eternal law and evolution that all living creatures are governed by. Change is unavoidable and necessary if the cycles of nature are to remain alive and regenerative. But on the human level, we are the weavers of our own destiny. Consciously or unconsciously, we make the patterns and possibilities that mark our path through fate. We wear our fate around us like a cloak, carrying with us all the potential and possibilities that the universe has to offer. And although the seemingly random, chaotic nature of the universe always has a final word, we can affect our own life and that of the world by taking control of our destiny, by becoming a conscious creator and realizing that everything comes into our life because we have either manifested it consciously or subconsciously, or because we allowed it to happen, is a wonderful place to be. Many believe that fate is set, that all things are predestined no matter what we do. But the weaver of the cloak can in fact affect this ever-shifting matrix of potential simply by recognizing the patterns and making timely decisions. We can grasp the web of fate and weave in our own special personal pattern. Change is at hand. In all of nature, there is a time and a tide. The laws of birth, death, and rebirth are ever evolving, and without change, all things become stagnant. How you deal with this change is the issue here. So, what things will be happening in this upcoming week from today until the same day next week, Wednesday or Thursday, whatever part of the world you're in? And how will we be dealing with the insecurities that this happening will be causing us to feel? In other words, how we will be reacting to the situation, to these unsettled, insecure emotions that will probably be coming up for the majority of us with the changes going on in our life, either in our life or in our inner life, our inner world. So that is going to be the major key here. How to deal with insecurities. How we react to being put in this situation and feeling in this manner. And the key here is to realize the situation, to realize how we're feeling, and rather than reacting to how we're feeling, to ask ourselves in that moment right before we react to the situation, if how we are about to react to the situation is actually in alignment with what we want regarding this situation. So this, of course, is assuming that you already know what you want from the situation at hand. And I think that most of us have probably already gone through enough soul searching to figure out, or to have already figured out, what we want the end result to be regarding this situation. So we also have the elder and the peace pipe. And, of course, the freedom horse, which I should probably read first, because that's the key here as well. So, the freedom horse is one that I've actually been pulling for a lot of different people recently. The gist of this card is to let your freak flag fly, to break yourself free of any self-imposed limitations or your roles or whatever in life, and to just be you and do whatever it is that you feel like doing for whatever reason it is that you feel like doing it. So breaking out of the mold of your life and become daring. flaunt your stuff, laugh, dance, sing, be the most genuine and authentic version of yourself that is possible. And do not believe that you cannot do something that you want to do simply because you've never done it before. Hello, Michelle. And we also have the Elder. And this one is about standing in your power and letting your truth be heard and felt and recognized by others without worrying so much about how they're going to take it, how they're going to respond to it, if they're going to like it or accept you the way that you're currently thinking or viewing things. You are becoming a teacher and a leader in the deepest sense of these words. You are a beacon for others. You carry a deep and inner wisdom. Now is the time for you to become the leader and for you to step into light and love and allow other people to recognize you for who you truly are. So this week, we are going to be facing insecurities, facing situations causing us insecurities, and the challenge is going to be how we react to this situation. And I'm sensing that this is going to be a powerful key here. The peace pipe. Heal old wounds with people and situations. Very carefully do whatever you need to do to make amends and to increase your own sense of peace. Forgive yourself and forgive others. It's time now to stop carrying the burden. You are a mender and a healer, so mend these bridges in your life and bring peace to your world. This is a very healing time. So, this is telling me that these situations that will be coming up in this next week will be causing insecurity within us, but for a reason. One of my favorite quotes is from Rumi, the wonderful poet. The wound is where the light comes in. So that means that when we have instabilities, insecurities, they are pointing us and showing up for us, or they are showing up for us to point us in the direction of where within ourselves we are currently wounded. And that is where the divine universe's light and love shines into. It may sting like salt being rubbed into a wound, but it is overall for our highest good. So this is about transforming our inner grievance and allowing this light to enter us. Allowing ourselves to be transformed by this love and this light and this healing that we will be receiving. Hi, Dana. Hello, Colleen. So for those who are just joining, you will probably want to wait until this live video is over and then catch the replay. But the gist of this is that this week we will be challenged to overcome our insecurities and to heal whatever wound it is within us, or wounds, if it's plural, within us that are causing us to feel insecure with whatever situation it is that will be coming up for us. And I think this is the perfect time. The assistance we have is going to be from the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the direct representative of the goddess on earth. She has direct responsibility of, or I should say, for functions that ensure fertility and ongoing creation. Hello, Elise. Priestesses often were responsible for ensuring rain, for the goddess was the giver of dew and of rain. They often tended a sacred flame, the embodiment of the creative spark of life. The High Priestess is the great goddess herself, the universal figure found in such guises as Isis in Egypt, Wan Ying in Asia, Athena in Greece, and Rhiannon among the Celtic. This goddess is all-knowing and all-wise. She creates life out of herself and bestows life-giving waters. At the proper time, she takes life away so that the divine spark in each person may be freed to continue on its journey and be reincarnated. The High Priestess is a reminder of the innate wisdom that is found within each of us. She demands that we connect to the divine spark within and manifest it within our world. So that is precisely what she is going to be here to assist us with this next week. And in addition to that, I'm going to be leading a special meditation featuring the High Priestess on Monday in my time zone. For those of you in Australia, it's going to be Tuesday morning. And I will post that on my Facebook business page probably tomorrow. And the last card here is the Sacred Geometry Activations deck. And the card we get is Conception. And let me just grab some water here. So, this is the sacred geometry shape. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intentions. So while I read this card to you, I highly recommend for you all to look at this shape and kind of memorize it in your mind, because we will be doing a activation with it when I'm done reading about it. And you will need to be able to remember the shape of it in your mind's eye. Infinite movement and expansion are dancing with stillness and contraction. Deep silence is harmonizing with the presence of a strong heartbeat. We are at home in this space, and at the same time there is an indistinguishable sense of the stellar connection that is unmistakably not of this earth. Conception can be described as the process of creation. This may refer to the beginning of life as a physical being, or to the start of an idea or a belief, like thinking a thing and then making that thing a reality through manifestation. At the beginning of everything, there is a conceived nothingness that then becomes something, like one cell splitting into two, splitting into four, and so on and so forth. At the very core of everything, there is a natural heartbeat, represented by the heartbeat graph running through the middle of this activation. The dark blue background shows the vast, deep galaxy and the depth of consciousness. The swirling background circles represent a grid that is not from this earth plane, indicating an origin from other dimensions and star systems as well. The bubbles are like the splitting of cells, symbolizing the process of conception and creation. So here's the activation. Close your eyes for a moment. Focus your attention inside your body. And now remember where you came from. Your body consists of, I should say, energy. You chose to be born into this life at this time, in this place. Allow yourself to realize the infinite potential and possibilities that you are here to manifest through your focused awareness and intention through conception. So, you can open your eyes now, by the way. This week, we are asked to focus not on our insecurities or how the situations coming up for us this week are causing us to feel, but rather healing any imbalances that are coming up and making us feel insecure within ourselves from their root source. And And in using our intentions for how we want the situation or situations in our life to go, and asking ourselves if how we are about to react to the situation based on how insecure we are feeling is actually going to assist or impede us in getting the end result from the situation that we want. Is it in alignment with what we are working on bringing about regarding the situation, or is it in fact not going to be helpful at all? And if you would like any assistance with healing this and shifting this, if you're really going through a difficult time on your spiritual journey in this upcoming week, I am available to do energy healings and to help you pinpoint exactly what it is within yourself which is causing these upset, insecure emotions, and to help you shift them and heal them. So if you're interested in that, I'm definitely available for that. Just let me know. And I think that's pretty much it for this upcoming week. And I will be back doing another live in an hour and a half. So if you happen to be around then, you could definitely stop by again. I will be talking about love and relationships and how they are linked to our financial situation from a spiritual perspective. So if you are interested in discovering more about this, certainly come back in an hour and a half and I will be right here talking about that. Bye for now, guys. Much love.